at some point in time, you got to say to yourself, like, if you're a Fed like president, right? And he's Atlanta.
Well, he's got to vote.
He's got to vote. But if you're a Fed president, you got to think like, in a year or two from now, and the economy is better, no one's gonna give a fuck about what I say. So I'm gonna say all the things now.
This is what bothers me, right, about this. So for everyone, this from CNBC, Fed's Raphael Bostic expects rate cuts to happen in the third quarter.
They're just backing shit up now.
Hey,
beep,
first of all, this guy's been one of the more dovish ones, more positive, forward-thinking ones. Okay, yeah. So Jerome Powell came out and was like, all that positive spin that you've been putting, I need you to reverse that shit.
Yeah, you know what happened.
So it's going to get really interesting. We got a Fed meeting coming up at the end of this month, less than 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
No one expects anything to happen at that meeting, okay?
No, yeah, nothing's going to happen there.
The big one that everyone had circled is March. Here's the crazy thing here. Okay, hold on. We've been saying on this show that if you see rate cuts, you will likely see a cut and then a pause, and then maybe a cut again, or a prolonged pause. We don't know, but there's going to be pauses in between. For the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the Bloomberg World Interest Rate Probability to predict 6 rate cuts by the end of the year, there's only 8 meetings in a year.
I know.
What the hell you guys think? There's going to be slashing every meeting? Another 25? No, that's not happening.
I asked somebody whose opinion I really respect as an economist, and he asked me to keep his name out of it if I brought it on the show. And I said, why? And he said, because I'm going to tell you some shit that's negative. And I said, okay, what's that? And he said, the market doesn't fucking believe the Fed.
They haven't. This in the last 2 years, the market has proven that.
And I said, well, why do you think it's so palpably different now than the Fed is all but saying, like, stop fucking predicting that we're going to cut rates as much. That's what they're trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, well, the Fed has a proven track record of being wrong when it comes to these things.
Yes, they said they were going to raise rates only 7 times, or they did 11 times. They thought inflation was transitory. Right.
They said that it's all well and good to raise rates and do all the things that you're doing until all that pressure that you've built in the economy actually does shit that's negative to the economy. And then he says, the Fed goes, well, fuck. Things are getting kind of gory out there, and I like being in front of the press and nobody throwing bottles at my forehead whenever I go out for dinner. Maybe we should ease up off on the the Fed hiking shit.
Yeah.
And then his point was, look, I think the market thinks that there's going to be bigger problems. And if you listen to the show, we think that there are going to be bigger problems and that we are in a recession and that there's several catalysts, and all the data historically seems to point and suggest that we've seen all the red flags go off.
Yes.
Okay? Don't be that asshole who DMs me about the housing recession again. We covered that earlier in the episode. If you want to go back and stream a second version of the show just to add us a little credit and listen to it again, don't do that. Or you can like, subscribe, and follow us